Hello students, welcome to the Pole Science of Class 11 Arts, and today we will proceed with the topic legislature, and we will go through the name of the countries that follow different types of legislature. So let us proceed then. So as you can see in the flow chart that the first country that follows unitary type of government is the United Kingdom, and the United Kingdom has the parliamentary type of government. It is unitary in nature, but it has parliament. Secondly, you can see the country India, who follows quasi-federal system, that is not unitary. That means the power is divided between the center and state and other lower units also, like local level of government. But in the United Kingdom, you can see there is only one type of government, that is unitary, and it has parliament. But in India, it has quasi-federal, the powers are shared, and it has two houses of the parliament. And referring to the third country, that is the United States of America, which is federal, and their parliament is known as the Congress. Clear? After that, if we elaborately read about or understand about the Indian Parliament, we know that there are two houses, Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. So, in order to understand the composition of both these houses, let us proceed understanding first about the Lok Sabha, that is House of People. And why it is known as the House of People? Because all the members are elected directly by the people's vote. So as we know that Lok Sabha is the lower house, it means that Lok Sabha is also known as the lower house, and it is the mother of Indian executive. That means the executive is formed in the Lok Sabha, or you can say the members are elected or said as an executive which is present in the Lok Sabha, all the members, because these people are directly elected by the voting rights of the people. So if we talk about the member, it is 552 in total, but at present it is 543. You can see the breakup of 552 seats, where the first 530 seats are there plus 20 again plus 2. But at present, if we say the present strength of the lower house, that is the Lok Sabha, it is 543 in total. And if we talk about the tenure, that means these members are elected for a period of 5 years. Every 5 years voting is held, and because of that only their tenure is for 5 years. And talking about the dissolution or dissolved, how it can be, or how the Lok Sabha can be dissolved. This can be dissolved at any time by the president. So who has the power to dissolve the Lok Sabha? That means the House of the People can be dissolved only by the president. The president has the power, and it can be dissolved at any time if the majority is lesser than the number. That means 272 seats, having the party or the majority having 272 seats can form the government. If that number is less than 272, then you can say that that can be dissolved anytime by the president. Clear? So reservation is there for the scheduled caste, the scheduled tribes, Anglo-Indian community also. That means whatever the members are elected by the voting rights of the people, in between that you can say that there are reservations for certain communities of people, like the scheduled castes is there, the scheduled tribes are there, the Anglo-Indian community is also there. From that also, from these groups also the peoples or the members are given the tickets to fight or contest elections. So the seats are reserved for this category of people, namely the SCs, the STs and Anglo-Indian community. But there are no reservation for OBC and women category. But as you can see here that they have a reservation for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes and Anglo-Indian community also. But who don't has the reservation? The community belonging to the other backward classes and the women category. And in this lower house, that means the Lok Sabha, direct election is held. That means direct election means where the contestants are contesting the elections and the people are given the right to vote, and through the right to vote they elect the contestant of their choice. So that's why it is known as the direct election. After that, let's proceed to the other house, that is the Rajya Sabha, which is known as the Council of States. Whereas Lok Sabha is known as the House of People, and Rajya Sabha, the other name for Rajya Sabha is the Council of States also, or Upper House also. As you can see here that Rajya Sabha is also known as the Upper House. So if we talk about the member, it is 215 total, where 238 are elected indirectly by the members and 12 seats are reserved. That means these are reserved for persons belonging to different categories, like that can be nominated or elected from the sports background also, from the cultural background also. Clear? So if we talk about member, it is 215 total, whereas 238 plus 12, that means 12 are reserved for people belonging to different fields. This is the permanent house. That means this house cannot be dissolved. As in the Lok Sabha, we have seen that house can be dissolved at any time by the president. If I have said you the reason why it can be dissolved, because 272 is the majority, and if that number decreases or becomes less than 272, that at that time that house can be dissolved by the president. But in case of Rajya Sabha, it is known as the permanent house. That means they are elected for a tenure of 6 years, and this cannot be dissolved. Clear? So tenure of members is 6 years. That means 1/3 of its member retire every 2 years. Suppose assume that 250, out of 250, every 1/3 member, the member's tenure is 6 years, and whenever the vacancy arises, suppose assume that there are 250 members in Rajya Sabha, so they are not elected at a particular time as a whole. As in Lok Sabha, all the members are elected through elections at the same time, but in Rajya Sabha that is not the case. These members are elected at different time interval, different period. So that's why every 1/3 member are or retired after every 2 years. That means again, if 10 seats are vacant, that 10 seats will be filled up again through the indirect elections, and that will be elected through the members. After that, no reservation for SC, ST, Anglo-Indian community. Clear? That means, as we have seen in the case of Lok Sabha, that there was a reservation for the scheduled castes, the scheduled tribes and the Anglo-Indian community. But in case of Rajya Sabha, as these are the permanent house and these members are elected through indirect elections, so that's why no reservation system is there in the Rajya Sabha. So no equal representation to the states. As we have seen that Rajya Sabha is also known as the Council of States. That means different members are elected from different states of India. But we can say that these members are not elected equally. That means every state are not elected on equal basis. That means if Assam has elected 2, that means Kerala will also elect 2. That is not the case. Maybe Kerala and Assam have 2 members each in the Rajya Sabha, but A big constituency like Uttar Pradesh may have more than 10 also. So in this case we can say that there is no equal representation while electing members to the Rajya Sabha. And last but not the least, it has indirect elections. That means here the people don't have the right to choose choose the members in the Rajya Sabha. These are elected indirectly through the members of the assembly. Clear? So with this I will wind up today's topic. So in today's topic we have gone through the various forms of the legislature, starting from the United Kingdom, which has unitary form of government and has parliament. India in the same way has quasi-federal, who also follows parliament, and USA has federal system and their parliament is known as Congress. And last but not the least, we read about Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and we read about thoroughly about its composition, its tenure, and how are the members elected. Clear? So I hope that whatever the points I have made you understood is now clear in your minds. So with that I will wind up today's topic. Thank you.